I know. Lights, I'm getting them. Oh, they're on. And somebody's home. Lights.
The May 2nd, 2016 City of Vandalia Council meeting will come to order, and we will begin with a moment of reflection, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Would you please stand for the Pledge to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, council members, you have had the opportunity to read over the council workshop minutes of April the 18th, 2016, and also the council meeting minutes of April 18th, 2016. Are there any revisions to be made? Seeing none, they'll stand approved. This evening, we have a proclamation. It's May, and that means it's Bicycle Month. And I have a proclamation, and Chuck Smith is here. Chuck, come on. Okay, this is going to be a little different, I guess. Let's come over here this way. Okay, I think we can get it a little bit better. You know what? If you stand in back of me, you can see right over me, can't you? Oh, and read it too. It's always a privilege to do this. And how many years have we been doing this now?
Several.
I know, several. But we've worked hard and to get Vandalia to be the bicycle-friendly community, and I know that you've been very instrumental in getting businesses to have bike racks, and I know that you're very, very involved with the bicycle committee itself. But you'd like some more members.
Yes, right. We need one more.
Okay.
Right now as members.
Okay. Maybe somebody will, after seeing this and hearing this, will help us out. Okay. It says, whereas the month of May of 2016 has been proclaimed National Bike Month, and whereas the bicycle is a viable and environmentally sound form of transportation and an excellent form of recreation and can be used for commuting, shopping, and errands in lieu of operating a motor vehicle, thereby preserving natural resources and reducing air pollution. And whereas creating bicycle-friendly communities has been shown to improve citizens' health, well-being, and quality of life, to boost community spirit, to improve traffic safety, and to reduce pollution and congestion. And whereas the City of Vandalia adopted a resolution in 1995 establishing policy on designing, modifying, and maintaining public streets to facilitate bicycle usage. And whereas the City of Vandalia is a bicycle-friendly community and wishes to encourage the use of bicycles as a means of transportation, and whereas it is consistent with the city's high level of environmental consciousness and concern to support and encourage the citizens of Vandalia to consider incorporating bicycling into their lifestyles and daily activities whenever possible. Whereas the Bicycle Committee is an active participant in the 2016 National Night Out event, Tuesday, August the 2nd, from 6:30 p.m. until 8:30 p.m. at the Vandalia Sports Complex. Now, therefore, I, Arlene Setzer, by the virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the City of Vandalia, do hereby proclaim May 2016 as Bicycling Month in Vandalia, in the City of Vandalia, and encourage all persons to consider bicycling as a fitness and recreation activity, and especially as an alternate means of transportation that saves energy and reduces pollution and traffic congestion.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Did you want to say anything
Yes,
especially?
I have a few things I want to mention. I want to thank you personally for sponsoring a very important legislation. Actually, when you were in the State House, a couple very important bills were passed into law because of what you did for us, and we really appreciate that, we in the Ohio Bicycle Federation. And I do want to thank the entire city of Vandalia, the council, for supporting us over the years, the great improvements, as you see, the bike parking that we have here and at the rec center and at the Justice Center. We've done so much for bicycling in the area. We're going to get good bike parking in the new library building, which will be opening around Christmas time. So that will be nice. And also, I want to invite the children of Vandalia to participate in our bicycle rodeo. That's August the 2nd from 6:30 to 8:30. Bring your bikes, and if you participate in the rodeo on your bike, you get a free helmet courtesy of the Vandalia Police Department. So we want to invite everyone to participate in that. I'm also a League of American Bicyclists instructor. I'm giving classes on how to ride a bike safely in traffic, starting actually this Saturday and the following Saturday in May, and then also the first 2 Saturdays of June, the first 2 Saturdays of August. And I want to invite all of you to go to the Vandalia Rec Center website and sign up for those classes. They're going to be fun, and it's important to learn to ride a bike in traffic. It's a great way to get around, get exercise, and also save on a lot of motoring expenses. So we do, again, want to thank the city for your support over the years, and thank you very much personally.
Great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your...
Thank you.
We have no public hearings this evening, and so that brings us to comments from interested citizens. If there's anyone in the audience who would like to make a comment, would you please come to the podium, state your name and address for our records, and give us your comment? Seeing none, we'll go on to the city manager's report. Mr. Cruzy?
Well, thank you, Your Honor. Again, I'm pleased to announce that once again, the city will be offering the free shredding of important household documents. And as an added bonus, we're also going to be providing household hazardous waste disposal. This will take place on Friday, May 20th from 9 to noon at the Municipal Building parking lot. We will have staff available to help folks unload their cars as they pull in. Items that are accepted include paper, household hazardous waste such as batteries, light bulbs, household cleaners, paints, and vehicle fluids. However, in order to participate in the household hazardous waste disposal program, you must show proof of residency in Montgomery County. That is not necessary for the shredding of the paper documents.
Thank you. And we have an action item with the appointment of Commissioner. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. Again, the council had an opportunity at your study session at your last meeting to review Mr. Froschauer's application for appointment to the Community Reinvestment Area Housing Council, and then had an opportunity this evening prior to the meeting to speak with Mr. Froschauer.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
So moved. I move that we accept Mr. Froschauer to the committee.
Community Reinvestment.
Investment Committee, yes.
Okay. All right, it has been moved by Vice Mayor Lewis and second by Councilman Gerhardt that we do appoint Mr. Froschauer to the Community Reinvestment Area Housing Council. Any comments? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember Herbst?
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhard?
Yes.
Councilmember Farce?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. We have no old business, and that brings us to our resolutions for this evening. And the first one is Resolution 16-R-43. Would you read it by title only, please?
Resolution 16R43, a resolution awarding the bid for a 1 3/4 ton pickup truck, with plow requested by the Department of Parks and Recreation to Bo Townsend Ford in the amount of $49,711 as the lowest and best bid, and declaring the existing 1997 Chevrolet pickup truck being replaced as surplus property.
Thank you, Mr. Cruzy.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Parks and Recreation Department did open bids for a 3/4 ton pickup truck with a plow on April 8th. Bo Townsend Ford submitted the lone bid for a green 2016 Ford F-250. The budgeted amount for this purchase is $50,000.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
I move that we approve Resolution 16-R-43 as read.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilwoman Forrest, second by Councilman Blakesley, that we do approve Resolution 16-R-43 as presented. Comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhard?
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst?
Yes.
Councilmember Herbst?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion passes 7-0. Resolution 16-R-44 by title only, please.
Resolution 16R44, resolution awarding the bid for a 1-ton dump truck with salt spreader requested by the Department of Parks and Recreation to Bo Townsend Ford in the amount of $55,979 as the lowest and best bid, and declaring the existing 2000 Chevrolet dump truck being replaced as surplus property.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy.
Thank you, Your Honor. $59,500 is budgeted for the replacement of a 1-ton dump truck in the Parks and Recreation Department. They opened bids on April 8th. Again, Bo Townsend Ford did submit the lone bid, $55,979, for a green 2016 Ford F-350 with a Duraclass Yard Bird dump body, which is stainless steel, and also includes the under tailgate salt spreader.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
Make a motion that we approve Resolution 16R44.
Second.
There's a motion by Councilman Blakesley, second by Councilman Herbst, that we do approve Resolution 16-R-44. Comments from any of the council members? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhard?
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst?
Yes.
Councilmember Herbst?
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion passes 7-0. Resolution 16-R-45. Mr. Oh, shoot, Jerry. All I could think is Mr.
How about
Jerry.
Schaefer?
Mr. Jerry.
16R45, a resolution awarding the bid for a call and radio recording system requested by the Division of Police to Stephen Campbell and Associates, Inc. in the amount of $12,195 and declaring the equipment being replaced as surplus property.
Thank you, Mr. Cruzy.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Police Department opened bids on April 8th for a new call-in radio recording system. 2 bids were received, with Stephen Campbell and Associates submitting the lowest and best bid. The 2016 budget for this piece of equipment is $16,000.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I move that we approve Resolution 16-R-45.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Ehlers, second by Councilman Gerhardt, that we do approve Resolution 16-R-45 as presented. Any comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Gerhard?
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst?
Yes.
Councilmember Herbst?
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion passes 7-0. We do have an ordinance in its first reading, and that's 16-09. Mr. McDonald.
Ordinance 1609, an ordinance approving the editing and inclusion of certain ordinances and a resolution as part of the various component codes of the codified ordinances, providing for the adoption and publication of new matter in the updated and revised codified ordinances, and repealing ordinances and resolutions in conflict therewith.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy.
Thank you, Your Honor. And this ordinance approves the editing and inclusion of certain ordinances and resolutions that have been passed by council since the last update of our codified ordinances, which was December 31st of 2014, as well as incorporating amendments to the Ohio Revised Code.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
Your Honor, I'll move that we approve Ordinance 16-09 as presented.
Second.
It's been moved by Vice Mayor Lewis, second by Councilman Ehlers, that we do approve Ordinance 16-09 in its first reading. Are there any comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Fairst,
Yes.
Councilmember Herbst,
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers,
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley,
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhard,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis,
Yes.
Mayor Setzer.
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. We have ordinance 16-06. Mr. McDonald?
Do I have to?
No.
Ordinance 1606, an ordinance amending Section 23601, 66015E, 66018, 102008, 102402, 102602, 104409, 104506, 104513J, 104516, 104518, 104521, 104532, 104533, 104534, 146801E, 146803F, 146803J, 146804I3, 146805, 147606, and 148216 of the codified ordinances of the City of Vandalia regarding the duties of the city engineer and director of public services.
Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. Again, this ordinance and the following ordinance are pieces of companion legislation since they both deal with the same matter. And this ordinance would amend certain sections of the codified ordinance that reference the city engineer. You recall the city engineer position was eliminated as part of the 2016 budget, and an engineering consulting firm has been contracted to serve as the city engineer. It's therefore necessary to remove certain references to the city engineer and instead reference the director of public service. For those responsibilities that specifically require review and/or approval by the city engineer, the reference to the city engineer will remain, and those responsibilities will be carried out by the city's contracted engineering firm.
Okay, thank you. Since this is an ordinance in its second reading, I open it up for a public hearing. So if there's anyone who would like to make comment on this ordinance, would you please come to the podium, state your name and address for our records, and give us your comment? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing and ask for a motion.
Your Honor, I move we approve ordinance 16-06 in its second reading.
Second.
It's been moved by Vice Mayor Lewis, second by Councilwoman Farce, that we do approve the ordinance, 1606 in its second reading. Any questions? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Herbst,
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers,
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley,
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhard,
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis,
Yes.
Mayor Setzer.
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. Ordinance 16-07, Mr. McDonald.
1607, an ordinance amending sections 122201, 122204A, 122401, 122402, 122403, 122404, 122601, 122602, 122604, 122803, 122804, 122805, 122806, 122808, and 12310267 of the Planning and Zoning Code within the codified ordinances of the City of Vandalia regarding the duties of the city engineer and director of public service.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy?
The only difference between this piece of legislation and the last ordinance is that this ordinance deals specifically with the Planning and Zoning Code.
Thank you. And once again, since this is an ordinance in its second reading, I will open it up for a public hearing. And if there's anyone in the audience who would like to make a comment, would you please come to the podium, state your name and address for our records, and give us your comment. Seeing none, I will ask for a motion. Well, I'll close it. I'm sorry. Close it. Ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion. We approve ordinance 16-07 as presented.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Gerhard and seconded by Councilman Ehlers that we approve ordinance 1607 in its second hearing. Comments? Would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Ehlers,
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley,
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhard,
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst,
Yes.
Councilmember Herbst,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis,
Yes.
Mayor Setzer.
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. Ordinance 16-08. Mr. McDonald?
An ordinance repealing and replacing Section 127634 solar panel systems of the Planning and Zoning Code within the codified ordinances of the City of Vandalia.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. This ordinance will update the city's solar panel systems code to provide clarification Specify that permit review is required for the installation of any solar panel system and require compliance with all applicable zoning, building, fire, plumbing, and electrical codes. Additionally, freestanding solar panels would only be permitted in the rear yard rather than the side and rear yard, and would be required to be screened from adjoining properties. Freestanding solar panel systems would also be limited to 6 feet in height in all residential districts and any commercial or industrial zone property that backs up to a residential district. Finally, roof-mounted systems would be prohibited from being placed on the side of a roof facing a street.
Thank you. Once again, since this is an ordinance in its second reading, I will open a public hearing. So if there's anyone who would like to make comment, would you please come to the podium, state your name and address for our records, and provide your comment. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing and take a motion.
I make a motion that we approve ordinance 16-08, second reading.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Blakesley, second by Councilwoman Farris, that we do approve ordinance 16-08 in its second reading. Any comments? Please call the roll.
Councilmember Blakesley,
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhardt,
Yes.
Councilmember Farce,
Yes.
Councilmember Herbst,
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis,
Yes.
Mayor Setzer.
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. We have no emergency ordinances, and we have no reports from boards and commissions. So that brings us to our comments. Mr. McDonald. Mr. Cruzy.
2 items this evening, Your Honor.
Okay.
First, I want to remind Council that the National Day of Prayer Breakfast is this Thursday. I think breakfast is 7:15 to 7:45, and the prayer service is from 7:15 to 8:30. And also, we have begun preparations for this year's air show. So if there's any specific businesses Council wishes to make sure we have on our invitation list, please let us know, as well as any personal invitations Council may have. Please let Missy know. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's start out with Councilwoman Farce.
None this evening, thank you.
Councilman Blakesley.
Just appreciate all the outpouring of concerns and comments of citizens in reference to the Dunkin' Donut project, and as well as the Planning Commission diligently working hard on that project as well, and city staff looking through that. Also, a report card for Vice Mayor Lewis. Did, I thought, an outstanding job in your absence. So just report that, let you know.
And I'm very happy to have the mayor back. It ran much smoother.
Oh. Is that it?
That's it, thank you.
Okay. Councilman Garrett.
Just one comment. When we're presented with this Dunkin' Donut thing, and I just want to make sure that people understand that when we make a decision, and no decision's been made, but obviously we'll all work our hardest to make the smartest decision, that at no point in the discussion does eliminating competition for a local business come into play. We all love Jim's Donuts, but the fact is, another donut shop, if it fit and was good to go, there's nothing in our conscience that would allow us to say, no, you can't go in and compete against Jim's Donuts. So a lot of the emails I got kind of were hinting towards that, and it's just not how business is run, and cities can't legislate based on favorites and stuff like that. So I just wanted that comment out there. So thank you. That's
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Councilman Ehlers.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Councilman Herbst.
Nothing tonight, Your Honor?
Vice Mayor Lewis.
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Well, I also wanted to thank Dave Lewis for doing such a superb job. I watched it, and I thought, oh my gosh,
You did great.
somebody took my place. And talking about that, I also attended the Planning Commission meeting the other evening, and I must say that the committee members themselves, so professional, and Amber Holloway, you did an excellent job also. And I think that there were more people here that evening, and there were more questions, and I think that you just all did a very, very superb job. And I think that the people left understanding that certainly this is not an easy decision, but we do look at the facts. And I just wish that you all could see some of the materials that we get as far as it isn't just sitting out here and listening to somebody. We have all the materials that we get from staff, and then also I know that our city manager has been bombarded with questions, and he will continue to do that, and he passes them on to the rest of the staff, and they get the answers for us. So, and that isn't just for this particular issue, but that's the way we work. So, with that, I'm going to adjourn our council meeting, and we are now going to resume our workshop meeting. So, I guess you're free to go unless you want to stay for our workshop. That's fine. It's great.
Can we move the workshop back to our conference room?
Do you want to go to the conference room, people?
Yeah.
Conference room would be more comfortable. So we're leaving.
Comfortable confines.